Adventure, fun, and fantasy are waiting on the shelf. A story's so much better with a friend than by yourself. The cover picture is a doorway to another land. So gather round and let the story take us by the hand. We're telling tales with friends, and we've got plans for you. Gaga's playing Goldilocks, this bear is peekaboo. Here's Tilly, Larry, and our Harry, great to have you all. Stories are for everyone, the young, old, big, and small. Tales and Friends. The Nightingale. The Nightingale is played by Larry. The King is played by Harry the Bunny. The servant is played by Fred. Once upon a time, there was a great king who was the nicest king in all the land. He treated all people with kindness and love, no matter who they were. One day, the king caught a cold and felt very bad. Now, it was he who needed help. People came from all over to bring him soup, tissues, and cards. "Thank you," the king whispered, but it didn't help. He just felt worse. Poor king, everyone thought. There must be something they could do. Then, one day, the king's servant heard of an amazing nightingale. They said that he who hears its song will be cured at once. The servant decided to go into the forest to find the nightingale. When he found the bird, he asked him to come and sing for the sick king. "I'd be happy to help the king," said the nightingale, and flew after the servant. As they entered the king's bedroom in the castle, he was feeling very bad. "How could a bird make me feel better?" Coughing King asked. But just then, the bird opened its beak and sang the most beautiful song. "Unbelievable," the king exclaimed. "I think I'm feeling better already." From that moment on, the bird sang for the king, who got better every day. But now, the nightingale was feeling bad. He missed flying free in the woods and singing with his friends. "Can I return to the woods now?" the bird asked the king's servant. "No, you must stay here until the king is all better," the servant shouted. So, as the king got better, the nightingale got sicker. But then, the king saw how badly the bird was doing. "It's not fair that for me to feel better, the nightingale has to feel bad," he said. "Send him back to the woods to get better." The servant opened the cage door, and out the bird flew. Once it was back in the woods, the nightingale felt better again. But back in the kingdom, without the bird to sing him songs, the king got sick again. "I must bring the nightingale back to the king," the servant thought. He went out to search the woods for the nightingale. When he couldn't find him, the servant decided to get a mechanical nightingale and bring it to the king. "This isn't a real bird," said the king. "Give it a try, my king," the servant suggested. "It just might work." The servant turned a key on the bird, and it started to sing. But the song was all out of tune. "Make it stop," the king shouted, covering his ears. The servant didn't know what else he could do to help the king. The next day, as the nightingale was flying in the woods, he met a blue jay who told him that the king was sick again. "The king was good to me and set me free," the nightingale said. "I must go back to help him." Back at the castle, everyone was worried about the king. Suddenly, a bird's song was heard coming through the window. It was the nightingale. He had returned to the king's room to sing him a song. "Thank you for coming, my friend. I feel better already," the king said. "But now we must find a way for you to keep singing to me while not getting sick yourself." The king thought for a minute. Then he snapped his fingers. "Could you come from the forest once a day to sing to me?" asked the king. "This way I will stay healthy and you will be as free as you wish in the woods." The nightingale was very happy with the king's suggestion and started singing his most beautiful song yet. And from that day on, the king and the nightingale became the best of friends, always ready to help each other when the other wasn't feeling well. The end.